Our next distinguished guest, you guys know him certainly very, very well. He spent a couple of years as the skipper here in Lehigh Valley, and started last year, of course, the third base coach for the Phillies, and took over for Charlie Manuel in August, and now enters his first full season as manager of the Phillies. Please welcome back to the Lehigh Valley, Phillies manager, Ryne Sandberg. Be a lot of fun for you to come back. Huh? See a lot of people.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I had two tremendous summers here, and looking back, I think it was a stepping stone to where I wanted to get to. But I want to echo Joe and Ruben. I can't think of another minor league franchise that could pull something off like this at end of January, foot of snow, and have a packed house this big. They do a tremendous job here. Kurt Landis and the front office are outstanding, and they really prepare and groom the future of Philadelphia Phillies, because it's the same way in Philadelphia. The way that the organization gives back to the community, they train the players to go out and get out in the community and do work for charities. And what's good about that is once they get to Philadelphia, they do the same thing in Philly. So they're learning lifelong lessons here as being an Iron Pig, and when they come to Philadelphia, they're ready for being a Philadelphia Philly. I did have a chance to experience some different experiences, some of my first in my career, wearing a Santa Claus uniform for a game, a skeleton uniform, and one story about the Santa Claus uniform. One of the team captains and team spokesmen for that year, Kevin Franzke, came walking in dressed up like a clown. He had the uniform on for the game, Santa outfit, green socks, ugly hat, and he said, "Skip, do we have to wear this tonight?" And I said, "Yeah, I got mine on. Let's go. Let's get after it. Let's play a game." He went out and hit his first home run of the year. We won the game. I called him in the office and I said, "Hey, what do you think about that uniform now?" I said, "Congratulations. By the way, you're going up to Philadelphia." That was his call-up game. So that was a good experience.
So that was the last uniform he wore before.
That's correct.
The Santa Claus uniform?
The Santa Claus uniform. So if it was on auction tonight and he was here, I imagine he'd buy that.
And if other guys knew that, they might, want more games with the Santa Claus uniform, right? They might want to see that.
As long
Try
as
his luck.
Now that I'm not here, I hope they wear them every game.
What you mentioned, the life lessons and the baseball lessons that players get when they come through here. What about for you? You had managed already in the minor leagues, but it was with a new organization here, joining the Iron Pigs. What lessons do you think you learned along the way here that you took with you and now employ in Philadelphia?
Well, I would say just more game experience. The major league atmosphere, like everybody talks about here, the big crowds, the media exposure here. The Philadelphia Phillies were out of town on a long trip. Oftentimes the Philly writers would come up and interview and get some things. We had a pre-game show here on TV. Had some good practice with that. Had a post-game show. You'd be surprised. I mean, that goes a long way. And that's believe it or not, that's experience about doing that on a daily basis. It's learning the job. And for doing the minor leagues for 6 years, the last 2 years here were the best.
Last year, taking over for Charlie Manuel, and again, baseball goes that way, and people move on, and it's a tough situation to replace a guy like that, and not only that, but to do it on the fly. What was that experience like for you, and to kind of, get your first crack at being a major league manager?
Yeah, Scott, that was very bittersweet. It really was. Charlie gave me a chance to join his staff and be his third base coach. We were working hand in hand all year long, and it was a tough go there. And I know that the players and the coaches all took our responsibility for the way things went. But the next day at 2 o'clock, I was asked to put on the managerial hat and At first, I wanted to talk about Charlie that first day and put the focus on what he had meant to the Philadelphia Phillies, and I think that went a long way with the players. The very next day, I went to the ballpark, and it was time for me to do my thing, and it became very natural to me. It was about creating some structure, a little bit of discipline, a lot of work ethic, getting the guys on the field, getting the coaches to get the guys on the field and work hand in hand. And so it was a good 42 games for me personally, and I think for the players, really set the tone for what's going to happen in about 2 weeks here, first day of spring training.
You think it's a good idea to have those games under your belt? You kind of get that out of the way, and you get to opening day this year. Is it going to feel different to hand out that lineup card on opening day in Texas this time around, or will it be still take a little bit of a backseat to that first day you ever did?
The experience goes a long way. It really does. I'll feel very comfortable with that. I feel very comfortable with what I'm doing, and I want the players to feel that same way. I want the players to know that I've got their back. I'm with them. The coaching staff is with them, and together we need to do something special here and get back to fundamental baseball, hard work. Really get back to the Phillies' ways. And I was groomed as a Philadelphia Philly, drafted in 1978 as a Philly, 4 years in the minor leagues with the Phillies. I understand the fan base. I understand what Philly baseball is all about because during those growing years of 18 to 21, I was a Philadelphia Philly. And so now to do it in this aspect of my life and the game's a big thrill. And with the coaching staff that I have and being around and on a daily basis with Larry Boa and Pete McCannon and Bob McClure, just to name a few. Steve Henderson, he was on my rookie season with the Cubs. We were in the same hitting group that year. So I'm going to have a coaching staff that is going to be all about the players getting better. We're going to do it as a team, and we're going to play fundamental baseball and play hardball.
Let's talk about some of those players. You've often talked this offseason about you could sense that there's a little bit of a bad taste in some guys' mouths after what happened last year, the way things ended up. And what is your sense of where this club is at? And it's hard to say, talking the different guys at different times. It may not be totally in focus till you get them all in one place. But what's your sense of where these guys are at?
My sense and my feedback from the players and the coaches is that there was a bad taste in their mouth at the end of the season last year. Things didn't go even close to what they were used to, and I think they got a taste of what it's going to take to get back to that. And so everybody's on the same page about creating a team atmosphere and being a team. The players trying to be the best teammate that they can be, have the coaches do their job and be there for the players, but to do it together with a team concept and getting back to hard work. I think I like our guys. I like the players. We have winning players. We have experienced players. We have some young players that'll be challenging for jobs and give us some energy. And I like the balance, and so I'm very optimistic about this team.
While we have them in the room, talk about these three guys you've got up here and what maybe roles you see and what you like about them as ball players as you came to know them last year.
Well, first of all, I like them as gentlemen and young men, and for me, that's about coming up through the ranks with the Philadelphia Phillies and grooming them to be Phillies, and for me that's working. Just to look at these three guys and see about how they go about their business and how they're all about the fans and being good teammates, that goes a long way. But they're going to have an opportunity to play a big part, I believe, in this season, along with some other young players that we have, and it's their opportunity. So I know that they're going to come ready to be played. All the feedback I got from the players over the offseason is they were they were going to come to spring training ready on day one. Not to take the 6 to 7 weeks to get ready for opening day. The players were saying they were coming to be there first day of spring training ready to go. That's a good sign.
Absolutely, absolutely. What you've talked about yourself as a hitter. When you were a hitter, I've heard you say, I never went up there trying to hit a home run. I was trying to hit the ball hard. I was trying to do some different things at different times, but it wasn't about going up there trying to hit home runs or whatnot. And you've also talked about this lineup that you have. Obviously, health is a big issue. We heard Ruben talk about Ryan Howard, and there's no denying that he's a big piece of this. But what do you like about this club offensively with the pieces that you have in place? Not only Ruiz coming back, you add Marlon Berg, guys like that.
First of all, I like the experience, and I like our young players. It's a good mix, and it's a good mix of left-handed hitters, right-handed hitters. We could have some speed at the top of the order, Revere and Rollins. I plan on telling those guys to have their goal each to score 100 runs this year. Chase Utley, quality battling hitter in the 3 spot. Ryan Howard, staying healthy. He's an RBI guy. Marlon Berg was a nice pickup as a right-handed bat. Dominic Brown had an all-star first half of the season. Look for him to build on that. Ruiz, Ashe, Ruff. We've got Mayberry, Franzke, and Abreu. So I'm going to have a blast making up some lineups. I see some versatility there. I see some right-handed hitters that we can do better against left-handed pitching. And the biggest thing that'll be stressed on the offensive side is playing the game. Game situation, baseball, doing the little things to win a game. Safety squeezes. Love to mix in a suicide squeeze in the bottom of the ninth for a W.
See, I think that's great. I love it. But as a broadcaster, he's totally going to catch me off guard. I'm not going to see it coming at all, and I'm going to totally miss it. Totally miss it.
I also like I like guys running the bases and putting guys in motion. Have somebody run the bases, have a guy swing the bat, hit a double somewhere. So I like to make things happen on the offensive side. To do that, we have to stress it, we have to coach it, we have to practice it, daily basis.
Do you envision yourself as a set lineup guy, or do you think the players kind of dictate that themselves? I mean, force you to make different changes?
I would say a little bit of both. I think the first duty that I enjoy with a cup of coffee, and even sometimes driving home after a game, is thinking about the lineup. With our experienced players, I think it's necessary to utilize the extra guys and give our experienced guys some days off. Give them a blow to keep them healthy. Give the bench players a chance to produce and to join in on some wins, and I think that goes a long way.
Well, we can't thank you enough, certainly, for coming out. I know you've had people talking your ear off all night, and we certainly appreciate the time you've given us here.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Ryne Sandberg, Phillies manager.